Chris Crone here with Limitless Wealth TV, and I'm going to tell you right now, real estate, can it produce headaches? It absolutely can. Can it produce money? Yeah. Today's question, is it really worth it to own rental real estate to have those headaches? All right, so I got this question from one of you that's saying, in real estate investing, is owning a rental property really worth the headache? And I thought this was actually such a good question that I wanted to make a video about it and kind of share my perspective on it, because my answer is yes, no, or no, yes, or maybe. Dude, I've had some properties that were like the headache, creme de la creme, la headache, right? They were like the total worst headache out there that I possibly could have had. I'm like, I wish I never bought you. But I hardly experience that anymore, because I'm going to tell you that actually the property isn't usually what's wrong. Do you know what's usually wrong? The investor. I want to tell you kind of what I mean by that. So I remember when I first got into real estate, I had never done it before, so I had some apprehension. And I remember when I bought an investment property and I rented it out, and I found a family that gave me a $3,000 lease option down payment. They moved in, they were making their payments. And you know what? In the beginning, it was awesome, because guess what? I had bought the property at a really low price. I had put in some money into repairs and fix up. But then all of a sudden I'm out there and I get this renter in this house, and I'm making several $100s a month cash flow. And I'm like, dude, this is sick. This is sweet. I should do 1 million of these. Up until the 6th month. The 6th month, I started getting phone calls like, hey, we're really struggling to make our payment. We really don't think we can. Can we have some leniency? I was totally brand new, and so I didn't like it, but I'm like, yeah, when do you think you can pay it? You know, and they're like, well, we can try next week, right? Well, for the next year, they were late almost every month, and I created a relationship with them where I would reluctantly work with them, and they were perpetually late. Now, I learned some things from this, but during that period of time, I actually really doubted whether real estate was worth it. I had bought this property with tons of equity, and I was making the cash flow, but I hated issuing late fees. I was kind of a softie, and here's the reality. These people were taking advantage of me, because I was not yet a professional in the landlord space. Because think about it. From the very first moment they asked for flexibility and I gave it to them, what did they know about me? They know that I'll be flexible. So guess what happened month after month after month? They would pay their cell phone bill first. They would pay maybe this medical bill first. But guess where they knew they had flexibility to be late when things were tight? Me. And sometimes they didn't even call. Sometimes they didn't even tell. Sometimes they just didn't make their payment. And we created a relationship in the end where it was so frustrating. When I finally got them out of the house, I was so grateful. Now, in honesty, I had my moments where I doubted whether I should have even done the deal. You need to know that years later, I sold that house and I made well over 100 grand. I'm going to tell you something. When you're at the closing table and you're getting a big check like that and you're weighing out the headaches and the money, as long as there's a big check, because there always isn't. But as long as there's a big check, I'll tell you at least what happened for me. You know what? Some of these headaches are going to be there. Some are optional, but they were totally worth it. I mean, in the end, if I look back, how much time and effort did I really put in? I created optional suffering. I created mental anguish, and I did it. The problem was with who? Problem was with me. Let me tell you about real estate. Here's the facts. Here's the reality. On some homes, renters are going to be late. On some homes, renters aren't going to pay. On some homes, renters are going to kick the trash out of your property. On some homes, they're going to be professional victims. Once in a while, you're going to pick up a professional renter that goes in, they're going to leverage the state laws to take advantage of you and live for free as much as possible. That's the truth. How often do I deal with that? It's very little. I would say that 20% of the time I'm dealing with people being late on rent. I would see that 5% of the time I'm dealing with someone that's become a huge headache. I've changed my attitude on the concept of headache. I've been doing this for years now. So guess what? In the beginning, when I was emotionally like, why are you doing this? Why can't you just pay on time? I'm so mad about this. That's called emotional incompetency. What I did is I got smart and I started learning what was part of the real estate business. And as I came to accept that part of making a lot of money, if you're doing it right, is dealing with that. First of all, I started housing it out. I let it be someone else's thing. And I just don't get emotional when something bad happens in real estate. It's part of the business. However, what I also learned is I had to learn how to stop being my own enemy. Here's how you do that. If you own real estate or you're considering it, I'm going to tell you, it's a business. It's not real estate. It's a business. And every business has what? Profits and losses. And every business has the things you don't like doing. And every business has some headaches. But whether you choose to emotionally invest in that energy and feel negative towards it, that's personal choice. For me, when like for example, I just got an email yesterday. True story. I'm selling one of my houses out of state, and someone said, "Oh my gosh," the rental company said, "Dude, this place needs a lot of fix up to get it ready to sell on the market." Here was my response. This is what my face looked like when I was looking at the email. This is what my face looked like when I read it, and this is what my face looked like when I just said, "Do it." It all looked the same. I emotionally don't invest because, by the way, it's not bad. Is real estate is what it's supposed to do. The question is, are you mentally equipped to handle it? Because I would say that on average, on owning hundreds of homes, that 90% of the time, it's never a bother. It's just doing its deal. 10% of the time, it's saying, I need money. Do this for me. Make an exception. And if you can go into the game choosing to be mentally fit and mentally strong, to just say that's part of the business and it's not anything to get emotional over, then I'm telling you right now, you've got a way greater chance of success. Because what's the risk in losing your crap? I'll tell you what the risk is. You could actually sell yourself in becoming a don't wanter. You could sell yourself that this is bad. Here's when you want to sell yourself that it's bad. When you have headaches and you're not making money. And when you sell the property in the end, you're not going to make money. That sucks. I've done that before. I've nurtured and babysat and taken care of a home for years, sold it, and actually lost money. Fortunately, you get to learn from my mistakes. And fortunately, it hasn't happened very often. In fact, all the money I've made in real estate totally outweighs the money that I've lost. Totally. But I had to learn how to become emotionally fit and emotionally strong. How do you do that? Seriously, you should actually come and get some live mentoring with me at one of my financial or mindset events, because I will teach you how to think like a boss. I'll teach you how to take this muscle called a brain and how to power it, just like at the gym, so that it is empowered to think the right way and process negativity and process problems. Like in my world, everyone knows, if you work with me, my wife even knows this, you never call anything a problem because there are no problems. It's information. It's just something that comes up. And whether you lose your stuff over it, dude, that's your personal problem. So if you do that, if you're trained right now to be drama king, queen, if you're trained right now to like see the glass half empty, if you're trained right now to see something that's going to cost money and call it bad, I'm just going to tell you, you're not bad. You're just not trained yet. You're not trained to think like a winner. You're not trained, and I can train you to do that. Other people can do that. Invest in yourself. The real estate between your ears is really where you need to play the game. So, full circle coming back, answering this question. Is the owning real estate and renting it out worth the headache? Yes, if you're up for the challenge and if you're willing to be trained. Because like my real estate, dude, it doesn't bother me at all. I love my real estate. In fact, every time I sell a house and I make a grundle, I sold a house last month, made $100,000. I'm like, I just wish I had 10 more of these. And the headache, totally 100% worth it. Because you can learn how to deal with it. You can learn how to be strong here. My kids, when I send them off to school, we have this mantra. And one of the things that we talk about is I'm strong here, and I'm strong here, which means that all around, I've got emotional strength, I've got mental clarity strength, and I got physical strength, which means that no matter what comes up, it's information, and I can beast through it, and I know you can too. If you want to know the most headache-free approach to real estate investing, head over to the website, check out the link in the description, and me and my team will get with you and share with you how you can dive in and outsource the headaches.